music just fits clean in with the day, All-time highs. We're going to watch this launch together. We're here for the 67th Electron launch. It's Hawkeye. But guys, my name's Liam. One of the Huss brothers here. I have my good old friend, Christopher Bell, founder of the Haste Club. Chris, speak to me about today.
Today has been, look, if you've been holding for the last couple of years and struggling, today's a day to celebrate if you are a Rocket Lab investor. Congratulations to everyone out there. I know we're all celebrating. If you're one of the lucky few that's in some of our chats, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun, I'll say that for sure. How are things going on your end? I'm sure that you're pretty happy with today's results as well.
Yeah, do you know what it was? Yeah, I wasn't keeping that much of an eye on the markets. We touched a little bit on the ESA news yesterday. We'll probably dive in a little bit further on the video. But I did put out that it's a lot bigger than people have anticipated. And I sort of just left it, yeah. And then all of a sudden, my X was starting to blow up. It was probably my most liked post on X. And I was like, what's happening? Went straight onto X and I seen the Rocket Lab group chat blowing up. And I was like, what has happened? Went on to the investing app and I could not believe my eyes. Smashed through all-time highs. I think we're at $37 at one stage. Guys, I just be very, very careful. I think everyone's getting pulled into the hype and the FOMO now. Always only invest as much as you can afford. You don't want to overexpose yourself. We had a great talk with Matt Money yesterday. Just be very careful making emotional decisions. We all want to own as much Rocket Lab as we can, and we do believe it's going to push so much higher. But just be very careful with your financial position at the moment. Don't try and catch that green train on the way up. Chris, you still adding? You waiting? What you doing?
I'm not adding today. I mean, I've been waiting all week for a pullback, so I could add some, but I don't. I typically, again, not financial advice, but I typically will not buy on a green day. I'll wait for a red day. It doesn't have to be at a certain price. It's just it's a mental thing for me. I don't know what it is. It has nothing. It doesn't have nothing to do with the price at all. It's just the fact that it's a red day. I just feel better about myself. So if it does happen to go back down and again the next day, I'm like, well, at least when I bought in the red, I wasn't buying at all-time highs. All-time highs can be dangerous. But you just never know what to expect. We always try and think that we can dictate or plan what the markets are going to do. The markets never do what the markets should do. The markets are stupid. I mean, do you guys watch some of these analysts? I call them analysts, but these guys that get on MSNBC and they get paid a lot of money to say a lot of stupid crap. I wish someone would pay me. I say a lot of stupid crap all the time. I'm not making six figures off that. Please put me on TV. I can say the same dumb things every day that they're saying. Don't follow those guys. Just don't. I mean, especially if it's on the news, it's probably a day late and a dollar short anyway. It really is. But no, can't add today, man. Me, I want to go back down to 4. I'm going to get lynched for that, I'm sure. But I want to go back down to 4 so I can start back over and buy up. But again, congratulations, guys. Everyone, I'm sure you guys are celebrating. I'd be celebrating. I'm celebrating with you. I don't have as much in as a lot of you do. I wish I still did. I do plan to continue to add. I think this company it's a generational company. I think that it's going to go much, much higher in the future. And not that I would say buy today, but I still think that we're early when it comes to the long-term potential of this company.
I completely agree with you, mate. Guys, make sure to jump into the chat. And I don't want to know how much you have in your portfolio, but let me know how much of a percent you are up overall when it comes to Rocket Lab. I'd like to get a bit of a sentiment on how long you guys have held Rocket Lab for, and I believe we will be able to more or less see any of you guys that bought it in the lows, but look, some of you bought it as a SPAC. So like, what did it come out at? Was it $10 when it first came out, or what was it, Chris?
You caught me. You caught me. I had my mic mute, and I ran inside to grab a beer. So you busted me. I was trying to let you just you were supposed to talk longer, Liam. What are you doing, man? I should know this. I should know this. I can't remember if it was like a 10 or a 15 because I was buying when it came out like that, and that was difficult because it was quite volatile. It really was, and we were too early. I would say in a lot of ways because no one picked up on it. The markets just kind of ignored it. Actually, the markets overall have ignored this company for years, and now we're starting to see the rewards of people waking up, doing the research, people finally understanding what this company is capable of. It is exciting. It is very exciting.
Guys, I want you to do one thing for us. If you do like the Rocket Lab dailies, please do one thing and bang that like button. More and more of you are starting to tune in, and by banging that like button, it'll start pushing us out to more and more people. So please, guys, it takes literally 2 minutes, and it means the world to both myself and Chris. But I want to jump straight to the comments. We have live launches with the Hossa Brothers and the Haste Club for the win. GY Kiwi, hi all, one party, many to come. And I actually put a post out on X earlier about Neutron, and there's a lot of speculation around that September, October launch. And I said, look, we don't want to look at this as like, I don't think any's looking at it as an end goal, but I think we're putting an awful lot of pressure on the likes of Neutron. And yes, it's a big goal, but it is a goal. Even the constellation, I don't think, is the end goal. It's a cog in the big machine of Rocket Lab. And I think sometimes we have to take a step back and look, even if we take Neutron out of the equation, we have a fine looking space business now. Then
look where space is going to be. Look where space is going to be 20 years from now. It's easy when you're investing to look only 5 or 6 months ahead, a year, maybe 3 years ahead. You look at space, it's just getting started. 15, 20 years from now, it's going to look a lot different. A lot more people's going to come into it, a lot more players. Still very early. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just had to add that in there. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. And then I want to jump back, guys. Only 5 of you have liked it. I mean it, guys. I want a lot more likes here, just because we're here every single day. The likes of Chris came out in the middle of his working day, and look, it's towards the end of my working day. We're both self-employed, but we do this for the love of not only the company, but the love of engaging with you guys. Guys, please jump into the chat and speak to us.
I'm trying to find my long-lost girlfriend, so I think this is the best way to find her, is eventually we get enough likes and we get enough videos out there, and she finds me again on YouTube, and we magically, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Look, we have fun here. I had a joke, we can't take things too serious. But thanks everyone that does join us every day. Thanks for all the comments and the compliments. I get some amazing messages from you guys, and it means a lot. It really does mean a lot. The thing I get a lot from everybody is how much fun they have, and they're learning stuff at the same time. That's exactly what we wanted. So yeah, I appreciate everyone in the comments and the chats. Let's keep those going.
And guys, do you like the direction we're going with this whole project? Have you liked the amount of guests we're bringing on? Have you enjoyed our chats with the guests? How can we improve on that? And Chris has pulled it out of the bag again. I don't know, do you want to make the announcement today? But we have another 2 major guests coming on at the weekend.
Yeah, let's let them know, man. Sunday is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so it's going to be a Rocket Lab and ASTS special. at the weekend. I want to learn a lot more about ASTS, just because I've seen all the posts going around X. Reese did cover them very early on, but look, just like Palantir, I never deep dived into them early on. Kind of regret not doing it at the time. But do you want to announce the two big people we have on?
You go for it, man. You go for it. I'm excited. I've been working. The second one was actually a surprise today, and it made all the sense in the world. I think you guys, we all know each other, but it's always fun to kind of reveal who we have coming on next. Because you guys are so great, so supportive. I really think you're gonna enjoy this one. But yeah, man, let them know. Who do we have coming?
Yeah, so we have Start Meetups, and then I never can pronounce his name right.
Anpan Man. I always say Anpan Man. I probably get it
Anpan Man.
wrong. I think he scolded me once or twice because I got it wrong before. But everyone recognizes who those guys are. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that chat. That's gonna be a lot of fun because I was wrong about ASTS. I admit it. I missed the boat on that. There's a lot more. Space is big. It's hard to cover. We can't cover all of Rocket Lab. So props, hats off to them. They really know their stuff when it comes to ASTS and a lot of other stocks as well. They're just, again, we have on some great guests, some brilliant people. Thankfully, we have those people in the community, so guys like me don't have to try and think too much. That's what makes this community so strong, and a lot of fun at the same time. So yeah, definitely looking forward to Sunday. I think we said 5 o'clock. I can't remember. We went back and forth, but we'll get that sorted out for sure.
And then I'm quite excited today. I think we're going to have Francisco Ramirez call in. Guys, you all know Francisco. I think he, as you said, he's going to explode if he's kept silent for too long. He has just so many ideas banging around in his head. He's been in the stock from the very, very start. So it'd be nice just to let a little bit of his thoughts out. Oh, another thing, Chris, can we get connected again with Jacob? We'll create a group chat together. Jacob, I want to definitely bring you back on because I absolutely love that conversation with you. I love what you're doing on Spaces. Guys, you're still doing it at 8 p.m. Eastern time, isn't it? Because there was a few that have been at different times. But as far as I'm aware, Jacob runs a Spaces on X, and it's all space stocks. So make sure to check him out. You've a lot of great guys on there. You've Space Investor, you've Brett Krieger. Look, you have absolutely everyone. If I started naming out everyone that was on there,
we'd be here for hours. Yeah. Actually, I went back and watched the video when we had Jacob on last time earlier today. I haven't had a chance.
I just redropped it about an hour ago, I think, too.
That's the reason why I pulled it back up, and I just went ahead and rewatched it. And I was like, man, and we've already talked. We were already planning on trying to get Jacob back on this week. That's still a possibility. We're trying to get, so Space Derivatives, he has not shown his face. And he said that when Rocket Lab hit all-time highs, he would come out and reveal who he is. So we've been kind of busting his balls in the chat a little bit. And I mentioned to Jacob, I said a Friday reveal party would be a lot of fun. So if we can convince Space Derivatives to come on, we'll bring Jacob on. Jacob's already trying to get everybody to take their clothes off in the chats anyway, because they're partying. They're having a lot of fun out there. And for good reason. Again, congrats, everyone. But can't wait. Jacob's a lot of fun, man. He's really laid back. So funny. The guy's hilarious. He should be a stand-up comedian, I think. But definitely looking forward to doing that. Hopefully we can get that lined up. Space Derivatives, if you're listening. If you're not, I'm gonna DM you as soon as I get off here.
Do you know what? I really liked engaging with Matt as well last night. Guys, would you like to see more regular content with Matt? I think Matt really enjoyed himself. He's a big supporter of what we're doing here. And I do think he is very open to coming back whenever we need him. So I want to thank Matt once again. Francisco, are you ready to come on, brother? I can send you the link straight away. I've just seen you've jumped into the chat there. Jacob's free today also. Jacob, if you're around now, you're free. You're welcome to call
Hey,
in.
let's get them all in here, man. They deserve a platform, man. They have taught us so much. Yeah, man. They've taught us so much. They've given so much to the community. You know, free, just giving their time. Tons of research, man. Anybody, man, for real, guys. It's a launch. We're laid back. Liam messaged me earlier and goes, "Hey, you remember there's a launch today?" No. You probably want to get some beer. Okay. You know, we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna have a lot of fun. It's a freaking launch. It's gonna be, you know, always more laid back as usual. But yeah, please, dude, jump right on in here.
Chris, I'm gonna let you run free for about 2 minutes. I'm just gonna get Jacob in there.
I think we know better than let Chris run free for 2 minutes. I thought we talked about this, man. I need a leash. No, man, I'm teasing. Go for it, man. I got it. 'Cause I got a few things I want to bring up anyway.
Yeah, go for it there.
All right. Just don't share your screen like you tried to do last time, and we'll be all good. All right, mate. Yeah. So we saw the European Space Agency. We got the contract from Electron, 2 launches or 2 satellites. Maybe I probably got all that wrong. I'm gonna tell you the truth. The last 2 or 3 days, we've been so busy trying to. Man, we've had Dave, Scott, and Matt back to back to back, and that's a lot to prepare for. That's a lot, and so much news has come out in the last few days. I have not had a lot of time to dive into the ESA partnership agreement, but that's another reason why I wanted to have Francisco on. If we actually get Jacob in here too, it makes it even easier because I know they've done it. I know they've done the research, and Francisco and I kind of looked into this months ago when we were talking about the possibility of Haste being utilized in Europe. So we started looking at, you know, how does Europe operate? I didn't, you know, there's like, I think 22 countries or 22 different members, I guess they list them as, and also found it interesting they actually work with Canada. I just learned that today. There's a lot to unravel here. There's a lot of possibilities. I think there's a huge market for what Rocket Lab can do in Europe. But yeah, how we looking there, Liam?
Chris, are you ready to see your mate?
I miss him, man. Let's bring him on. Let's do it.
Here's Francisco.
What's up, guys? What's up? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm trying that Bluetooth my Sonos headset today.
No, guys, I just need a bit of a test off you. Can you hear this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is it loud enough for you?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah?
It's great. Yeah.
Chat, let me know if you need it louder, quieter, or whatever as well.
Francisco, you have been bouncing off the walls, man, like a 3-year-old child with too much ice cream in his system. I know you've got some information. You just can't. You're like, I got to talk. I got to get it out. You're so much fun in the chat today, man. You're hilarious.
Let's see what they're saying. Give me a second.
Yeah.
We are on the pad with a dedicated launch for constellation operator HawkEye 360 to deploy 4 satellites to low Earth orbit in just over 17 minutes' time. The local time right now is 5:10 a.m. with liftoff of our 67th Electron rocket scheduled to take place on the dot at 5:28 a.m. local time or 17:28 UTC. The time conversion for Eastern and Pacific is 1:28 p.m. and 10:28 a.m. So thank you for joining us. My name is Muriel Baker.
And my name is James Rattray. It's great to be with you here on another very crisp early morning in New Zealand. We are ready to get the Hawk out of here with the latest launch from LC1. Now, if you've been following along with Electron's exploits lately, you'll have noticed that today's mission is a little bit of a switcheroo from our launch lineup. We've brought this launch ahead of our previous one that's been rescheduled to allow for additional checkouts. Smooth progress is being made, though, to have it back on the pad and ready to launch in no time. But while that's happening, with the rocket for Hawkeye ready to go and our launch team ready to fly, we're good to go with this launch from Pad A at Launch Complex 1. That right there is responsive flexibility for our mission partners in action.
For this morning's launch, Electron is headed to a 520-kilometer circular low Earth orbit with 4 satellites in total. A trio of microsats that will collect and geolocate radio frequency signals from around the world, and a 4th satellite called Kestrel OA, an experimental satellite to test emerging capabilities and future technology enhancements. Now, the 3 microsats together are part of Cluster 12 for Hawkeye and will operate in a dawn-to-dusk polar orbit to fill a coverage gap in their existing constellation. Today's launch is also the second in a 3-launch contract on Electron for Hawkeye. We first launched for them back in 2023 on our very first launch from Rocket Lab Launch Complex 2 in Virginia, which is where Hawkeye 360 is based, actually, making them the perfect partner for our first launch out of there. Here's more about their mission.
In today's battle space, threats lurk unnoticed. Hawkeye 360 turns radio frequency signals into mission-ready answers. Through the first signals intelligence constellation, revealing patterns of hidden movements worldwide, we provide America and her allies with the data, analytics, and domain awareness to act with greater speed and confidence. This is signals intelligence for the modern fight. This is Hawkeye 360.
Nice one. We are super excited to have Hawkeye 360's satellites back on Electron over here in New Zealand this time around. We've got another 14 minutes and 45 seconds until liftoff. So while we wait, let's throw it back to 2023 when we launched our first mission for Hawkeye 360, which was also our first ever launch from Launch Complex 2 in Wallops Island, Virginia, like Marielle mentioned before. Now, that mission was called Virginia is for Launch Lovers, a nod to the US state that both LC2 and Hawkeye 360 call home. So let's take a little bit of a look back.
And liftoff of Electron from Launch Complex 2, leaving US soil for the first time and on its way to space up and over the Atlantic Ocean.
Oh, I dig the music. I dig the music.
I can't believe it's been 2 years already since we opened LC2, and 30-something missions later, here we are again with Hawkeye on the launch pad with Electron.
And speaking of, we are about 13 minutes away to liftoff now, which means we are coming up to our go, no-go poll for today's launch. Now, our operators in mission and range control will be polled by the launch director directly for whether they are go to proceed with the countdown to liftoff or if there are any watch items for the rest of the count.
Now, stations are polled across range and launch safety, weather expectations at liftoff, if there's any probability of launch constraints, and of course, multiple engineers monitoring Electron's systems across avionics, propulsion, software, and more. Let's go ahead and tune into Mission Control now to hear the status of today's launch, led by Launch Director Taylor Moore.
We are proceeding with the go, no-go sequence, beginning with stage.
Stages go.
Avionics.
Avionics is go.
GNC.
GNC is go.
Vcon.
Vcon is go.
T1.
T1 is go.
GC.
GC is go.
PLS.
PLS is go.
RSO.
RSO is go.
MET.
Met is go.
MM.
is go.
And LD sub.
LD sub is go.
Copy. The go no-go sequence is complete. We are T minus 11 minutes, 18 seconds and counting. We are go for the terminal auto sequence at T minus 10 minutes. From this time, the 3-word procedure is in effect.
Chris is go. Chris is ready. Let's do it. This is gonna be fun.
Go for today's Electron launch, and the countdown continues. We are on track for an on-time liftoff at 5:28
Space Ghost,
a.m.
jump in if
local
you want
time,
to.
still well before sunrise here in New Zealand. And we've got 2 T0 opportunities today. So if there's a delay for any reason in the remaining minutes to launch, then we've got a second chance to try again later in the launch window. So far, though, no watch items for the rocket, payload, or range clearance. So we are tracking nicely to schedule for an on-time liftoff.
Perfect.
Doesn't look too windy. That's not bad. Sometimes I've seen that like off gassing, like whipping sideways, and it's just kind of drifting there.
Yes,
They do get some crazy weather out there on that peninsula, don't they? I mean, just crazy wind.
Yeah. Can't see
How
the
are you
wind
getting
tunnel.
on today, Jacob, after that big run up today?
Dude, I woke up late, and I woke up and I like looked at my portfolio, and I just was like, what the fuck? I was losing it.
Team at headquarters in California and across multiple states are also hard at work building spacecraft and space systems products for a range of missions. A whole other part of Rocket Lab's business that isn't just building and launching rockets. And so that includes spacecraft, satellites, star trackers, radios, solar power systems, flight software, and many more of the critical components needed for missions to space.
That's right. Now, our spacecraft have supported some really exciting missions so far, like NASA's capstone mission to the moon and another upcoming mission for NASA called Escapade, this time bound for Mars with 2 of our spacecraft. Here's more about what building spacecraft at scale means to Rocket Lab and what our team is working on right now.
And give us something.
I'm the Chief Operating
Frank!
Officer at Rocket Lab. It's almost hard to believe how much work goes into building a satellite. A satellite that you see back there has 66 different harnesses, multiple systems, star tracker, solar panels, propulsion system, all these different elements that all have to come together.
My name is Anita Becerra, and I'm the Senior Supervisor of Space Systems Production. I have a highly skilled team that allows us to produce spacecraft at scale. What's great about Rocket Lab is that everything is made in-house. So we have things like our reaction wheels, radios, some harnessing. All of those things are made by Rocket Lab, and it allows them to reach our work cells quicker.
I mean, vertical integration is certainly something that differentiates us from a lot of our competitors. I often refer to us being a company that is getting the raw material rolled into the one side of the door, and on the other side of the door, beautiful rockets and beautiful spacecrafts leave our building.
My name is Kimberly Frazier. I'm a Senior Integration and Test Lead at Rocket Lab. So we've taken a panel approach to building spacecraft, which essentially means that we're broken down the spacecraft into smaller parts and we're building and testing it in pieces. It also allows us to swap panels between spacecrafts. So if we have one panel that fails or has an issue, we can just pull in another right away. Allows us to move a lot faster.
What really helps us if you build a lot of the components in-house, that you can really look at your system from a holistic perspective. If we just look at the satellites behind us, we intentionally designed the satellite to an ideal stage, knowing what components are going to be added to the satellite. So we optimize not only the satellite, we optimize the components, so we optimize the entire system. And that also allows us to be much faster on the market because we control everything in-house.
This is where our spacecraft build begins. So we have piece parts that we receive. They go through an incoming inspection and they get assembled to a completed structure frame assembly. We have reaction wheels, PPUs, comms plates, and these are all the different sides of the spacecraft that get assembled in this area. And then they get physically integrated into the actual structural frame assembly. We put the first couple of panels on, and that's where we integrate a lot of the bulkier avionics components, and then we hand it off to engineering where they perform a lot of their tests.
Yeah, so the INT team's job is the last piece in the flow. We're really the last group that gets to touch the satellite and make sure that everything is working before it goes out the door. So We're doing a lot of the little checks along the way and helping build those up with production. And then at the end, doing the big system level tests showing that the whole system works together. I think the biggest challenge is just moving fast. You're more likely to make mistakes or forget things or miscommunication between teams. And so we've really tried to build in those daily tag ups, very clear work instructions, and very clear processes for this program to make sure that we all know what's going on. And if you're unsure, you know who to ask.
The pure talent that is here within Rocket Lab is absolutely mind-blowing. We're not just building spacecraft, we're really redefining the space industry. So by having a very high vertical integrated approach, having the best people in the industry and outside the industry getting together, and also being absolutely dedicated every single day, that really makes the difference. And that allows us to grow faster than others. That allows us to be more competitive. Certainly 100% mission success. That's what we all tell our people internally. What that means is that everybody who is doing something within our company, from a design, from a building perspective, we always have the highest standard of quality that we apply to whatever we do. So we test the individual components, we test subsystems, and we test the entire system to just make sure that we always have 100% mission success.
Oh boy.
Cool. And as you saw, lots of spacecraft and hardware with Rocket Lab logos
That
on them.
Frank.
Even the satellites on today's mission will be deployed from a motorized Lightband separation system built by Rocket Lab, which is a mechanism designed to safely and reliably detach the satellite from the rocket in space. Now we are at T-minus 4 minutes, 43 seconds and counting on the clock, which means we are heading into the final moments before liftoff to get the Hawk out of here. Here's how those final few minutes are expected to play out. So first up, at T-minus 2 minutes, you'll hear the call that Electron is on internal power. And this means Electron is now running on its own power supply. More importantly, though, it also signals that Electron's flight computer has taken over the reins for the final pre-launch sequence.
Now, after that, we'll hear a call for AFTS, which stands for Automated Flight Termination System. And this confirms that Electron's onboard safety systems are fully active and its telemetry systems are verified to be transmitting data back to mission control. After that, expect to hear confirmation that Electron's liquid oxygen propellant, or LOX, has been loaded and that it's circulating within the vehicle. And then after that, a call should come that Electron's tanks are pressed for flight. And this means that the propellant tanks are fully pressurized, locked and loaded, and ready to unleash the power of Electron's Rutherford engines.
What follows should be a call that high flow engine purge is enabled, which will mean that the Rutherford engines are primed and ready to ignite. And then last but not least, our launch director will remind operators of their position in the countdown, usually at around 20 seconds to launch, right before taking us down through the final 10-second countdown to liftoff. So let's bring up the audio channels from Mission Control now so you can hear that experience from Mission Control in real time, and we'll be back with you after liftoff.
Thanks for coming, Space Ghost. We'll get you on ASAP. I want you back on as
To
well.
all operators, from now on, there should be no red flags in your critical LCCs. Beacon LD on mission card.
LD beacon.
Please lock the auto sequence and confirm.
Locked.
And please confirm all flight computer ASGOs are green.
All ASGOs are green.
Copy. We are go for auto sequence start at T-minus 2 minutes, and LD is go for launch.
This is good. This is good.
Yeah.
It's all Kermit, baby. It's all
you
Kermit.
I think Peter Beck is in our shot, right? Because, like, man, we were talking about Frank, and I swear they pay attention to us.
You were scrolling so hard. Where's Frank? Where's Frank?
Dude, I swear they listen to us, bro, because, like, they gave us Frank. And sometimes I ask for stuff, and they do give us stuff. I was actually asked Grace. I was actually posting stuff, like, on and tagging Peter Beck. Like, give us Frank.
Yes, yes, that's hilarious.
I feel like I'm sure like Muriel or somebody else. I mean, I'm sure they're at least like
fully on internal power. AFTS is green and enabled for flight.
Yeah, I'm sure they're at least glancing at social media for sure.
If somebody's watching,
I need to rewatch it too. You got.
It's not just Maddie.
Francisco.
Thanks, Maddie, for joining in too, buddy. But yeah, somebody's definitely watching us.
You got to thank him now.
Yeah, Matt's busy working and doing like crazy international government deals or something.
Yeah.
Or he'd probably be on here. Yeah. But thanks again, Matt.
Matt's is awesome, man.
Man's busy making money with oil.
Yeah, the oil, man.
He's got to pay for that water feature somehow, man. I'd already warned him I'm going to do a drive-by install and just leave a bill on his door. And he just laughed. So that wasn't a no, by the way. That wasn't a no, Maddie. So
Stage 1 and 2 tanks are pressed for flight.
yeah, here we go.
High flow engine purge enabled.
All right.
T minus 20 seconds and counting.
Successful launch tops off
10,
today.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff.
All right. Where's the telemetry?
They usually take a minute to put it on there.
There it is.
And the Hawk is out of here for Electron's 67th launch. What a spectacular liftoff for Electron. And that fiery plume lets us know that we are climbing fast and soon we'll be reaching maximum aerodynamic pressure, also known as max Q, as Electron punches through the atmosphere. Our launch ops team and mission control will be calling out that critical moment shortly, so let's listen in.
Electron is supersonic, approaching max Q.
Let's say if you can remove the sticker, but you got it. Nice. Let's go.
Cleared max Q.
There we go. Confirmation from mission control that we have cleared max Q. Right now, Electron is moving at over 2,000 kilometers an hour and past an altitude of 20 kilometers. And our next launch milestone will be MECO, or main engine cutoff, in just under a minute and a half. What that involves is 3 critical actions across Electron's first and second stage. First, the 9 Rutherford engines on the first stage will shut down as scheduled. Next, the first stage will disengage and separate from the second stage. And then thirdly, the single Rutherford engine on the second stage will ignite to propel the mission on its way to orbit. So let's listen back into mission control to hear those 3 crucial calls.
In roughly 30 seconds.
Jacob talking.
Oh, sorry. Is that? Do you guys see that on the bottom left? What is that?
Like a sticker, yeah, right? Something. It's
it's probably the sticker. You're right. It's probably just the sticker.
I think that's what Chris
Oh,
said.
is it the sticker coming off?
Oh. Staging. As long as we'll make it through staging, we should be good.
Yeah, now I don't care what it is because it's gone.
There we go.
And it's on. There we go. That's where my heart skip a beat every time, bro.
We've confirmed a successful main engine cutoff. We love to hear that. Now, next up, we'll be seeing the fairing jettison, where Electron's fairing halves actually split apart and fall away. So keep your eyes peeled on your screen for that one coming up soon.
They never included the sound of it lighting this time.
They only did it the last one.
A lovely fairing jettison. You can see Hawkeye 360 is well and truly on its way to orbit, now traveling at 8,500 kilometers an hour, just passing 125 kilometers in altitude. What a ride for these 4 satellites.
I've seen Francisco run that fast across water.
No.
It's
What did you
real.
ask
What happened?
Remember the video that you sent me of you just running across the water? Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah, you can run that fast.
Guidance is
Yeah.
looking nominal so far into the mission, which you can track in real time with the trajectory plot that will show up on the right-hand side of your screen soon. Otherwise, the total burn time for this second stage engine is around 6.5 minutes to take us all the way to a nominal transfer orbit. Now, the Stage 2 Rutherford engine is practically identical to the Stage 1 engines on the booster, apart from an expanded nozzle that helps to maximize the thrust from Rutherford and improve its overall performance. And we are now at T plus 4 minutes, 32 seconds into the mission, with expected engine cutoff at around T plus 9 minutes.
Is the what girl that was Muriel, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Now, are we going to get the sound like we did from the last launch? Was that after Miko? Or I'm sorry.
Alrighty, next
yeah,
up in
Miko.
Electron's series of maneuvers is the battery hot swap, a move that's unique to Electron, given that its second stage Rutherford engine is actually powered by batteries. Now, since the engine burn lasts longer than a single battery pack can drive the pumps, the propulsion system will switch over to a fresh battery pack in order to keep the engines running smoothly. This happens super fast and can be pretty easy to miss, so keep your eyes peeled for the silver object on the right-hand side of your screen being ejected from Electron shortly.
Chris, they did it at staging last time, and my thought is that Mike was probably like this Electron was probably already done, or like build phase past when they put it in.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Makes sense.
And it
Good
was
call.
the first and only time that they've done it. So maybe they only did it that one time.
Or it's getting cut in for other ones. I mean, other than it being really cool to hear, I'm sure they had some reason.
Approaching hot swap in roughly 30 seconds.
You know, if battery technology gets better, we will lose the hot swap.
Oh, that's true. Probably, yeah. But
Yeah,
they're in generation 3 right now. They talked about it in the last launch. I just wonder how much improvement did we get. I know they're saying that the first stage is using less batteries, so we know that it's less weight. We can carry a little bit more now, but they haven't updated the website.
I wonder how much power is left in the battery after.
An excellent battery hot swap that we saw there, and we heard from Mission Control as well.
Wow, this is good.
We are now at T plus
Yeah.
6 minutes, 40 seconds into the mission, with Electron boosting along at more than 15,000 kilometers an hour.
The cameras didn't go crazy. Remember, every time they did the swap, we lose the pixels or something goes crazy with the cameras. The image
I
goes
think
like
they're
crazy.
seeing your texts and your messages. They're listening to you, Francisco. As a matter of fact,
Yeah,
you need to message them and tell them to update the website.
You know I have, right? They have talked to me about it.
Yeah, I know. That's why I joke about it. It's hilarious.
Temperature sitting at a balmy 12 degrees compared to our liquid oxygen temperature of negative 177 degrees Celsius. And it's that cold temperature that causes the ice on the outside of Electron when it's on the pad and gives it its distinct black and white stripes.
No, yeah, the guy from I was talking to them that one time, and the guy from somebody from Rocket Lab sent me a DM and told me to message him if I find anything on their website. And I have, and I'm like, oh, this thing is outdated. Can you change that? And they ain't done it.
Well, that's cool.
Anyone know how many times this particular Electron rocket has flown? So, mate, these are not reusable at the moment. So this will be the first and last time, as Mockbox has said there.
Yeah, 60. This is launch number 67.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do reusables for Electron. The money that There's not really a lot of benefits
All
to
right,
do
we're now
that.
nearing the end of the
They've tried it.
stages journey with SECO or second engine cutoff right around the corner. So soon that single Rutherford engine powering Electron will shut down and the kick stage will seamlessly separate, carrying HawkEye 360's satellites where they belong on orbit. So let's chuck it back to mission control for that critical call now.
Guidance is in terminal, 25 seconds remaining.
Oh, there's the sound.
I was totally wrong. They're watching. They're watching
Hey,
you,
they-
Chris.
They're
they-
watching, man.
They heard Jacob. It's like, let's give him some sound. Interesting. So I
Yeah,
guess we're gonna get it every time, man.
Seeker confirmed.
yeah, that's cool.
All
Oh,
right. Seco confirmed.
that was-
Nice.
that was the sound of it shutting off too. That was cool.
Yeah.
That was very
Oh
cool.
yeah.
There you have it. Mission Control has confirmed SECO, and the kick stage with its HawkEye payload is now in its initial coast phase around Earth. And it will be another 40 minutes or so before the Curie engine on the
Start
kick
looking
stage
like
ignites to make its final and precise adjustments to place HawkEye satellite
36.
to a 520-kilometer circular orbit.
Today, we've got 2 deployments. The first deploying the 3 Hawk 12 satellites, and then 45 seconds later deploying the Kestrel satellite. So we'll be back with you shortly after a while the kick stage completes that leg of the journey. So join us back for payload deployment in about 40 minutes or so. We'll see you back here soon.
This never gets old. I can do this time and time and time again. We're such nerds. I could see Jacob like pumping his fist. I love that, man. That excitement. It's just fun. It's a fun thing. It's even if you weren't investing. Like I can't invest in SpaceX, but I get excited. When the boosters are coming down and they land, that's just cool, man. It's like Star Wars stuff, right? This is fun.
Yeah, dude, for sure. I still love every launch, man. It's awesome. And they do such a clean job with it. Like even this part, like they have everyday astronauts like music playlist in the background. It's the best thing to just kind of just chill and listen to it too. Yeah.
I love
That
even
was
the
cool.
animation they have as you're waiting for the deployment.
Oh yeah.
Remember how it used to be with the map, and it used to like
Yeah. Yeah, this was a lot better. I remember when they changed it to this one. But I used to. They didn't do this. I used to do it myself. With when the Photon Light releases the satellite, I used to copy that and post it on my X account every time. And now they're doing it. They stole my idea. Everybody loves that part too.
We should use Francisco's animations that he posts for our dead spots or before we go on live. That'd be hilarious. Just see Francisco running across the water or dancing or all the numerous things that guy does. I don't understand the tech side of it, man, but that stuff's fun. I love it. Post more of that.
I'll try. Jacob, what do you think on this one? They gave us the sound of the engine shutting down. That's cool.
Yeah, I heard that at the end, a little like dink, or like almost like a clunk there at the end where it just stopped. Yeah, I'm totally wrong. I guess they put the mic on all of them now, so that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm sure they had the sound for both portions before.
So, yeah.
They're just not pushing it through the feed kind of thing.
Right.
But I wonder. I mean,
they
there's got to be
definitely
a
had that
reason.
staging last time, 100%, because we
Yeah,
were
yeah.
getting a bit of feedback at the time, and we didn't know until later on when Rocket posted it, was it genuine?
Maybe that's a question for whoever interviews him next. What's the I mean, it's cool we get to hear it. That's awesome for the launch feed, but there's got to be like a reason they want to have that sound. They're looking for some. I mean, or using that to get some sort of extra data out of it. But I don't know. It's cool. Earlier you asked about the batteries, Liam. I was thinking about they would literally have to be keeping all else the same, like the payload the same. They'd have to be double the energy density for the same weight before they would consider changing them out, right? Because otherwise, because right now they get to drop half their weight once that battery's dead. If they only had one battery pack, then they have to keep it all the way through, and so it would have to be double the energy density at least before they would consider doing it for the same weight.
Yeah. And
You
I
know what?
think
Oh, I hear
right
your
up
dog,
there.
Francisco. Your dog. I think it's yours. I
No,
heard
no,
your
no, it's not
puppy
my.
whine.
No,
No.
no.
No,
Oh,
that's
he's
me,
sleeping.
man.
Oh,
Those are the birds and the dogs and the people. I'm,
I-
as you know, I go live right on the river, so it's just, you know, unless I mute the mic, you're gonna hear the waterfall in the background. You're gonna hear the birds, and yeah, that's me. So apologies.
oh
I
no,
do
you're
try and
good. You're
keep.
good. It sounded just like my dog, and I was like, wait,
Yeah.
is he whining?
No, it's just a stupid bird. A lot of birds out here, man. I didn't expect it. I'm glad you guys are on. I didn't. Man, this is actually a bonus because I know you. I know you both have already looked in this. I have not had time, so I want to pick your brains a little bit about the European Space Agency, and just you don't have to go crazy on it. I know we haven't had it a lot of times. It's kind of new to everyone, but I know both of you have already looked way more into it. Francisco and I actually looked into this a little bit a few months back when we were looking at the idea that Haste could possibly be utilized in other countries. And we just kind of briefly went over that, but didn't really get into it. But now it's happening. So what do you guys, what do you know? What do you know, man? I know you know something. Tell me.
You want to take
Not
it
for
away,
me.
Francisco?
Well, not for me. That I mean, I saw this one coming, and especially after what Elon, like everybody in Europe seems to be hating Elon. I just posted something, shared the Switzerland, like they're really trying to shut down their Starlink over there and try to like I guess work with other people. They don't want anything to do with Elon. So I think it was going to happen regardless, but I think what happened with Elon and getting into politics and all that stuff and Trump like actually expedited this to happen faster. And I think this is just the first one. It's just opening the door. I'm very excited about it. See what else like Rocket Lab does out there. And I think Peter Beck has been working on that, man. That's why we're in Germany. That's why they got Frank that we saw today, and like getting companies to open the doors out there. I mean, this is great. This is great news, actually. Maybe the market's catching up to it. Like today, they're like, "Oh, what's going on here?" Because I didn't see to like I thought he was gonna do something yesterday and didn't really move the stock. And then today, like I don't know, I got up like Jacob. I woke up. I'm like, "What the heck happened?" But then Jacob said too that like maybe the Russell 1000, then we might be getting added to that. That might be too a reason. But no, I'm
I think
excited
so.
for.
I mean,
for you.
oh, I
Go
was
ahead.
gonna say I think it's the Russell for sure is happening, but like also there was I mean, Jim Capital's been posting about this. There's like a technical like build up that like you know
Yeah.
we had a technical breakout on the chart too. So some of it's not necessarily catalyst driven for today, like the reason why it's spiked up, you know, and stuff like that. Some of it's like just the patterning, you know, just the pressures on the charts.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the underlying business is what drives all that overall, but like some days it's like, yeah, there wasn't necessarily something like big announced this morning that caused it to. Obviously, it didn't go up on a launch day. We all know that. It's not because of the Electron launch kind of thing. But sorry, Chris, to get back to your other question on the ESA. So this is what I know, and this is probably something that Francisco other people pulled. We got 2 launches for them, right? Or sorry, we got 1 launch for them with 2 satellites, and it's for they're basically testing out a new position navigation and timing satellite, like a GPS kind of thing, but they're doing it in Leo. So the first 2 prototypes are going to go up. I think that's no earlier than December on Electron. Then
are they going to be included in that 10 satellite constellation, or
that's a good question.
Are they
That's
just
what
the
I've been thinking.
prototype?
So that was I was going to get the next part. Then those are the first 2, and then they have like they named it A and B. The B satellites are like the secondary set of them, and those are supposed to be done sometime in 2027. So if there's no other launchers in the EU that are ready to do it by then I assume we could get some more from that. But then I think if they you know perfect those and they get to that full, there's going to be a much larger constellation of them. I assume that would probably be done on something like a Neutron or a heavier lift vehicle.
And the
I read it.
The later launches, they're not contracted out yet, are they, to anyone?
No,
not because they won't be ready till 2027. You know, at the earliest, and that's probably going to depend on the data they get from the first launch.
Yeah, they're not contracted, but like I think Mapbox was posting or trend that like the European rockets like are booked pretty much like for that time period. So we might be getting those for at least the next 8. but I think the total constellation they want to build is 300 satellites, or what I found. So that's pretty big. And like
Yeah,
today,
that,
like
that-
I did what was it, like Space Week posted about it today, like Aviation Week. I'm sorry, Aviation Week Network like was posting about that today. So
And here's a question for you. So if they were planning on 300 satellite constellation, would they go up on a Neutron, or would they just
probably
be all small deliveries?
that's a lot.
probably like at the 300s, you could get a lot of satellites into one orbital plane. So you would want to, you could get, I mean, that's like, most likely it would be a bigger launcher to do that. It would be a lot more expensive to do it all Electron. So like a Neutron, or if Orion is up by that point, it'll be probably 2029 before they're putting this constellation up. I'm not saying we won't get any of it, but I could see it. I mean, I think their preference is to use the European launchers if they're ready, but that's if they're ready and they're already full. Like the demand for launch is going up faster than the supply still. Like all these satellite constellations are going to need launchers, and they're gonna have to keep using ones outside of the EU for it. I don't think their domestic base is going to have enough launchers for it at all. That's just my thought.
And then GY Kiwi says EU and NATO, which New Zealand has agreements with, are massive markets. Korea also is having difficulty with launch. Francisco, you're a big man about Korea, aren't you? And the potential in Korea and the hypersonics.
Oh yeah, now like they're all having problems. Like the other thing with that with Asia is like I think Japan just did a deal with like the Philippines too, and they're gonna build a constellation, and I don't know how they're gonna launch it. Maybe Rocket Lab again.
Well, exactly.
This is gonna get crazy,
Matt,
man.
money
It's
comes
gonna
to
get
rescue.
crazy.
Matt, big thank you. I'm gonna call you Mystic Mac or Marinating Matt.
That is awesome, bro.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks, Maddie. Yeah, no,
And he's a
man,
new
I wish
member. Thank you so
I
much.
wish he
brother.
wasn't. I wish he wasn't working right now because I mean I had so many questions yesterday. But to go back to the career thing, so when Francisco and I and Johnny Mac we were looking at the possibility of them taking Haste into the UK and other countries, possibly Canada, and this was after the agreement with Hypersonics. We're like, man, they can actually use this program and help other countries build a program based on their platform, basically taking like a Tesla Gigafactory. That's what a lot of that. If you think of Haste in that aspect, maybe we're not getting all the launches, but we can sell and and provide a lot of other what Rocket Lab produces to other countries. Yeah, it does look like launch is a very big need now. That's very obvious, but I think there's gonna be other things we're gonna get on top of that because we do it better than most other countries do. And why would you go and spend billions of dollars to try and build your own infrastructure when you can just buy from Rocket Lab and get it for a lot less money and not have to worry about the quality and the heredity? So yeah, a lot of stuff in the South Pacific, Korea, Taiwan, as Francisco said, a deal with Japan and the Philippines.
Yeah, that's gonna
We
be
already
big.
know with. Yeah, and they're already working with a lot of these countries in the South Pacific are already working with Rocket Lab. New Zealand's getting ready to ramp up their space industry. They already have a good partnership with the EU. Well, Rocket Lab is helping New Zealand build their space industry. I mean, literally from the ground up. So there's a lot of different dots to put together, and it can become more like a conspiracy theory. But when you really step back and really look at it, it starts to make a lot of sense. And Beck has been playing this very, very smart. It's hard to not be impressed by this guy, man.
Yeah, Beck is gonna be all over. Like Rocket Lab is gonna be obviously here, United States, Asia, and in Europe. He is doing a great job, man. And Adam Spice too, I'm sure. They're
And
killing.
We're
Frank,
gonna party. We're gonna party with
Frank's
Adam
doing a good
Spice.
What was that?
Frank's doing a good job too. I was just teasing
Oh,
out.
Frank. I'm gonna watch that thing like 10 times, bro. I'm sure there's something there, but we have to really look deep into it. I always do that. I think I found
Yeah.
two companies. They're like they're actually one of the customers for the reaction wheels. I think I gave you guys yesterday the last one that I found.
Oh, that photo. Who was the
I sent it to you.
Onus or something like that was one of them, right? Onus? I can't remember
Let
the
me
name.
quickly get it up and I'll show.
I just send it
Was
to
that
you like
is that an
yesterday.
actual Rocket Lab? Is that Our reaction wheel?
Sonar.
It
Sonar,
pretty
yeah,
much looks like one.
pretty sure. Yeah.
Wow.
I'll get it up on the screen here.
I found two Astroforce. You guys talked about that one, right? Then actually the CEO like commented on my post. So yeah, that's that one. But he's saying they're using the smaller version, but for the next satellites they're gonna go to the 5 NM ones. Oh, that's cool.
Man, that's something I do want to do more of more of an in-depth kind of nerdy deep dive is on Astroforge. If I know we always ask you a lot, but if you got time next week, maybe the week after, because I'm starting to see a correlation with a couple of other things as far as some of the recent acquisitions. And I'm going to message you as soon as we get off here. But if you got time, maybe the next week we can do more of a deep dive on that. That'd be great.
Yeah. Just trying to catch up because you guys know I was on vacation, man. I went to DR for a little bit.
How was that?
You didn't take me. You didn't take me.
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell? You were supposed to take me.
Yeah.
What the hell, man?
I was just visiting family, having a good time. I brought some cigars back, but like Maddie's not getting one. He said he didn't like Dominic. I can't believe it. Oh man, I like to come down one time to DR, but I didn't know he didn't like Dominican cigars, man.
I think Maddie needs to be in charge of the cigars for
Yes.
the new party in Wallops. Yeah,
I
we've
agree.
already got Fool's Gold has already agreed to pay for the bar tab. Good luck, because a lot of us are Irish, or you're going to be in trouble with that one. But we're holding you to it, and yeah, I think Maddie should bring the cigars. That'd be great.
I mean,
Matty,
he
you
said he
only
had
give me and Chris $2 cigars because trust me, brother. Now we can share one between the two of us because trust me, I ain't smoking much of that. I'll be on the floor.
Yeah, don't inhale, bro. You don't inhale. Maddie will give out not only he'll give out lessons. That'll happen. He'll give out lessons on how to not go green.
I'm over here watching the market cap of Rocket Lab and STS, and I'm like, it's 0.04 billion below it. Sorry, it's completely a useless competition with my portfolio positions. I'm just waiting for us to get above them in market cap again. It's gonna happen any second.
It's gonna happen. Last summer I posted that too. Like ASTS was the one that actually ASTS brought all the space companies up pretty much. Everybody was down here and like they went up. They were the first ones to take up, and then like 2 months after, everybody started catching up to them. And at some point, Rocket Lab went up and they crushed. So I hope that happens again.
Yeah, not share price. I don't know. Thinking about share price is going to happen very soon, but the market cap, I think it will cross in a.
Yeah.
They're basically tied right now, so it's completely not important. Sorry, just
Francisco, are you in ASTS?
I'd trade ASTS. Like I just sold like a bunch that I had left, like a 48. I don't know, something like that.
And then Jacob, you're quite heavy
right
in
now.
ASTS, aren't you?
I was, but my position is hella nerfed, and I threw it because I got underwater and covered calls, and then I tried to buy some puts against it, and that caused me to get some more underwater. So then I sold a bunch, and I threw all of it into Rocket Lab calls when we were last Friday, and I bought like 550 or 525 Rocket Lab calls, and yeah, I'm having a fucking great week, like an absolute phenomenal week.
Well, perfect timing.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Maddie, I'm sorry I missed that. As you know, I can't see the chats. All I saw was something about cigars and a wife or something. Did I miss something there?
He'll find a wife in the DR for sure. But
I need to find a spot to head in DR, and I've done what is it? All I've done is Punta Cana. I need a wife.
That's where everybody goes from here, from the States, is Punta Cana. But to be honest, that for me, that's not the best spot. They got something called Valladolid, I think is better. And then in the north end, they got Puerto Plata. And like he probably will enjoy that area a little bit better. And they got a lot of spots, man. Instead, everybody goes to Punta Cana.
Francisco pronounces it so much better than I do.
Well, I am Dominican.
Bro, you get everything here. This is awesome. I mean, you got travel advice, cigar advice. This is amazing. Oh yeah, and by the way, we just had a launch. I hope everyone's celebrating today. I mean, everybody should be in a good mood, laid back, having fun. I'm starting to melt, but I'm having a blast.
How hot's
Having a
it
blast.
over there now?
Oh, yeah.
It's actually cold today. It's only 98, so it's like
Which for you Europeans is like what, 35 degrees C, 34
Oh
degrees C?
my god, I don't think I've ever actually been outside in a 35-degree heat, and that's swear down, guys. I reckon the max I've probably ever been is about 32.
It's probably actually close to 32. I don't know what it is. It's between 32 and 33, I think. It's 98 Fahrenheit.
That's not normal talk, man. I asked you
Sorry.
about we were talking to Ampan Man and earlier, and we were trying to get our times together, and he was like, "Yo, yeah, it's 16:30." What is 16:30?
Wait, you
Normal
don't know
speak,
military
man.
time?
I'm a slow American with yeah. And if the bad thing is, most of my family's military background, so I should know military time. Yeah, I
thought
don't.
you were
I'm
too
not.
for some reason.
You
No,
just use AM, PM, and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to. I mean, so like my very cool thing. My uncle actually was one of the first chief designers of the original stealth program. He's a
I thought you were
big
going to
space
say off
nerd.
the clock, and I was like, what?
Nah, well, maybe. I mean, no, we're bells, man. Comes from Obel. We actually made bells back in Ireland and Scotland back in the day. That's how you get your name. But no, he was a big space nerd, and yeah, he was a chief designer, one of the chief designers for the original stealth program. My grandfather, when he died, he was buried with honors. My brother was a airborne ranger, and my son now serves in the U.S. Air Force. And I'm not even allowed to know what he does, or most days I don't even know where he's at. I wanted to join, I wanted to get in, but not everybody can do it. If you got health issues, or how life can just not be how you want it sometimes. So no, I was one of the few in my family that was unable to serve. I would love to have served. Would do it today if they asked me. I love my country, I do. So that's why I always tell Francisco all the time, man. Thanks for your service, Johnny Mac. Thanks for everything you guys have done. And I think that's a personal thing, but it also helped me learn more about how to read in between the lines. You got military family, they'll teach you, hey, what you see on the news, you got to read in between the lines. And same thing with stocks. Like you get like a Peter Beck on, he starts talking, and Beck says a lot, but he doesn't say everything. And you got to kind of read in between the lines on a lot of stuff that Beck does. And Francisco is great at doing that, man. He's like, did you hear what Peter said? I was like, yeah. He's like, no, you didn't. You didn't hear nothing. This is what he actually said. And then we go down a rabbit hole, and then we do start researching for days. And that's how we come up with a lot of these crazy ideas. That turns out to be right more often than not.
On X, Jacob.
Yeah, I mean, it helps having that military background.
sorry, Chris. I was freaking out over here because ASTS or Rocket Labs and Mark Cap just barely touched over ASTS's, and so I was.
No, dude, I love it.
I was trying to listen, but I was going like this over here on the side.
But you posted that
never
right
apologize.
now, right?
Never apologize to me. Never. We're family. You don't ever apologize to me for anything. That's great. I love it.
I'm not posting on actual. I put it in the chat, but I'm not putting it on.
Yeah, the chat.
Oh hell no! I don't want to start fights.
No, you posted here in the chat, and it went down like from the 30s to.
It'd be literally putting a dirt in your back, like not a chance.
It's probably not anymore, but actually, STS fell too. So.
Oh, okay.
If we go down, we'll go down together.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's slight. I'm zooming out. That's all I'm doing. I'm zooming out. It looks good. Putting it back on the 5-minute chart so I don't stress out. Guys,
I need a beer. I need a beer. That's great. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's a little early here, but I feel like I need a drink.
Man, that's what happened to me this morning. I'm like, let me take it easy. It's gonna be probably like a boring flat day. And next thing you know, I'm like, what happened? I'm brushing my teeth, turning on my phone. I'm like, what? Wait. Why's my account so high today? What's going on here? Oh, I didn't even need coffee this morning.
Oh yeah, I probably
Oh,
had too
we
many
know.
cups.
Yeah, we know you don't need coffee this morning, Francisco. You've been bouncing off the walls for hours. That's why I wanted you on.
Do
Like,
you
let's
even
give this guy a
sleep, bro?
chance.
Or like,
He
Huh?
doesn't sleep, man. He doesn't. I get messages from this fool at like 4 o'clock in the morning. Hey, did you see this?
Not
No,
at 4 in the
Francisco,
morning.
sleep. I couldn't see it, you know. But yeah, we should be celebrating today. We should be having a lot of fun. I'm actually on the way back in the house to get a beer because Liam told me that, hey, we're going live and there's a launch today. And I was like, what? And I just woke up just like you guys. I was like, there's a launch? Oh, crap. Rocket Lab is up. Rocket Lab is never up during a launch.
Yeah,
That
no.
doesn't happen. I was
Apparently,
like,
but listen to this. My box made a post about that. I guess apparently some of the new investors they think that the reason for Rocket Lab going up was because of the launch.
oh, I seen that. Yeah.
oh, crap.
That's what I
It
was
was my
joking about
box.
earlier.
You'll
I
get a
know,
few
it
broken hearts at
hurt,
the
but
next launch.
Yeah, like they haven't been in Rocket Lab that long. If they think that's the reason.
And and we're not laughing at the new investors. We're just laughing at the premise of the fact that we know as investors that when Rocket Lab has a successful launch, for some reason they actually go down in stock price. So if you're a new investor, we're not laughing at you. It's just that's just like a you'll realize when you get in, you know, they'll have this amazing news and they'll just go down, and then for some reason out of nowhere.
I was saying, I feel like we broke that trend though after the end of last year, like when we shot up finally, or maybe it just didn't seem like as much anymore. But I feel like after we broke the $20 mark, like after launches, we didn't quite see the red. I don't know, man. For when we were down at like $4, $5, $6, $7, like watching it drop 50 cents after a launch was like, what the fuck?
I
Losing
know.
my mind over it.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Like 2 years like that, man. Be like, oh yeah, maybe next launch is gonna do it. Nope. Okay, maybe the next one. Nope. Oh, that was horrible, man. That was some long years, man. Like at $4, $5. I mean, it took forever for this thing to go up.
Guys, anyone that hasn't followed either Francisco Space 5 or Jacob Keaton 20 on X, make sure to jump across. These guys are two of the most active in this space. Jacob then runs a Space Stock Chat on a Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Guys, it's open forum. Anyone can have their say. They get some great guests on there. Make sure to check them out.
Yeah, next week we got Ashley Vance is going to come on for that Wednesday night.
I'm excited to listen to that. You know.
Yeah, so I've got to. I still don't like. I'm like trying to go through and like list out questions because it's like he can't like. It's not like it's still different, right? The space is like a stock chat thing kind of thing, but I can't like go, well, which company should you buy? Because it's like, you know, or if you were investing, which one would you be invested in kind of thing. You can't quite do that with him, with the knowledge that he has. So it's more, I'm trying to take it more of like an approach of like, you know, like what's it been like seeing like these, you know, all of this, you're in this space with all of like,
you gotta ask him what is his wife invested in. I think somebody asked him. He's not allowed, I think, to say anything about Rocket Lab and stuff like that. I think because he used to work at Bloomberg or whatever his job.
Yeah.
So I think you gotta ask him what is his wife investing in.
Oh. Well, now that he started core memory, maybe he's allowed to talk about that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just feel
maybe.
Like
it
would be like you have to be careful with like because he gets to like see inside of companies. So
exactly.
He can't. Like you would be insider trading kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, like an ethical thing, but either way, I just want to chat with them.
Yeah, I'd find it very interesting to sort of know his thoughts on the space industry now. I think it was a interview with Vince he had last year where he was more or less, if you read between the lines, it sounded like he was be careful with some of the space stocks. I just really want to know what his whole thoughts are on the space industry at the moment. And
he's a great guy, man. Like, I mean, I read his book like 3 times, and like watched his Wild Space. Like, what was that on again? Like HBO. Watched that a few times, man. Like, it was such like anybody that wants to invest in Rocket Lab, you have to read that book and you have to watch that before you even invest in it. Yeah.
There you go. He's definitely great.
The
I want to ask him
information
about.
in that book is priceless.
Yeah, it is definitely. Yeah, I want to ask him. And while we have you here, I want to just say it, live. Thanks, Jacob. Jacob helped me get so I can actually reach out and speak with those people. And we're actually going to have Ashley on in a few weeks ourselves. And same thing, what do you ask a guy like that? But I know he loves brisket. I know he loves barbecue. So like we do a lot of times, we don't really focus so much on the space side. Sometimes we just get to know the guy, personally, and we all follow him. We all like him. I think that'd be a different take, kind of a fun aspect. We are trying really hard to get him out in time for the neutron party. The guy's busy, obviously. So we're working on that. But I'm looking forward to that, man. So that's next Wednesday at 8 o'clock. All right, Jacob?
Yeah, next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Yeah.
Right. What we'll do all week, we will start pushing that to everyone.
I need to make that post today too. Yeah, I forgot to do it.
Yeah, we'll help you out with that. Sure, man.
Yeah.
And I promise to be quiet. I'll shut up the whole time. I promise. I won't ask a first question.
I think the way I'm going to start the first, because I've been saying this last few weeks. I think the first 30 minutes or so, I might just be interview style. I don't know if I want to expose him to everyone that can jump on stage and ask questions kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like that might be a little bit intense, but I don't want to deny anybody the chance to talk to him. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm trying to,
that's a tough one there, but I like that. I like that because it's I like it because people can get on and obviously ask questions, but if you're going to put the time into it and you're going to put the effort into it, I'm sure you're going to ask a lot of the same questions that most of us would have asked anyway. So, get that out of the way first, give them a chance to relax, and then, release them to the wolves. And, I'm kidding, of course, but man, no, I'm looking forward to that. We'll do anything we can. We'll help you guys out. We'll promote that all week long, and I'll definitely be tuning in. That's a lot of fun.
Sure.
Yeah, it'll be good. I know it's a little late for you, Lee. I'm sorry.
No, you're all good. Do you know what? It'd be worth it.
Yeah, it'll be good. Actually, Liam, since you're into the eVTOL space, I know Zipline isn't public, but he did a recent. He's done a story on them, and he's done a podcast with their CEO. I don't know if you looked at them. They're drone delivery, and they already are huge internationally. But they have a
Ziplines, you call them.
Zipline is the name of the company. I don't think they're public. I don't think so. They could be, but I don't think they are. And anyways, yeah, it's cool. You should see it. It's on their YouTube channel's Core Memory. Ashley Vance's, and the Zipline episode's really cool. Just seeing how that worked and how they're trying to get that up and running in the US. It's drone delivery.
Did you say it was European based or is it?
It's US based, but they
US-based.
because all of our regulations, they kind of got the company off the ground and they're already it's it. Oh man, I want to say it's in Uganda. Nope, I can't remember which country. A country in Africa. they do blood deliveries and stuff there too, because it's a lot of rural space. So they already do 5,000 deliveries. 500 deliveries a day or 5,000 deliveries a day up there, something like that. They already do a massive amount of them, and they do it off these little plane drones, which is their V1 model. And now they have kind of what we expect, more copter kind of drones, where it has a thing where it comes down and it has literally a zip line off of it, and it has a plan extending line off of it, and it delivers a package where stuff's at, where you're at in the US. And so they're trying to get that launched in some cities, and that stuff's about to pop off. I don't know if the company's public or not, but it was just, I thought it was a cool space to I don't know. That's the kind of stuff he's into, cool, cutting edge technology, hard tech, companies with software or AI or space, but then biotech as well. The stuff he produces on Corman is really cool. If you guys haven't checked it out.
Jacob's just given me a mad idea for about half an episode of VTOL Weekly this week. So thank you, brother.
Yeah, for sure. Check it out. I feel like it would be something you guys would like over there.
Yeah, 100%. That actually sounds very interesting. and then I'll be asking him some questions about that. Sorry, Chris.
No, bro, you should drag Jacob onto an eVTOL and get him talking. I mean, the guy's a wealth of knowledge, man. He's a wealth of knowledge, and he's really good off the cuff. I mean, we asked him some really fun questions, and man, he took it. Man, like I said, I rewatched the episode today when you were on, Jacob, and that was a lot of fun. Gotta have you on again.
I'm a great bullshitter. Yeah, for sure. Engineers learn how to educate, and educated guesses a lot, really fast.
Exactly, 100%.
And sound confident. Like, oh yeah, they probably didn't have the microphone, put in for this launch. It was probably like they had to cut a production line in later. Completely wrong, but I sounded confident.
Oh, I believed you. I was like, oh yeah, that's great point. Yeah,
I thought about this too.
That's what I mean. It was like, oh, they probably don't have it on this one. That makes sense. Like, I based it off what I'm given at the time, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense though. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it did make perfect sense. It really did.
It does.
That's funny though. That's funny. It just shows that we can be 100% right, but also be 100% wrong at the same time. You can't take ourselves too seriously, man. If we do, it just takes all the fun out of it. Jeez. Yeah, you definitely got to go on live. Go ahead.
What do you guys think about that post from the SDA yesterday? I think Jacob found it.
Oh
The
yeah.
SDA posting about like Rocket Lab acquiring Solaro. Like how it's
I didn't see the
benefiting them.
post, bro.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually really juicy, man. That's a juicy one.
Yeah.
And again, everything's been coming out so fast from Rocket Lab in the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's been day after day after day. And I'm actually getting some of the information mixed up. Like, where did I even get the information from? Like, who posted it? I'm giving credit to people like, I didn't post that. Like, sorry, man, I got the wrong guy. But we've already been working close with the FDA. I think that that's going to be one of those things that, again, we've already overlooked it for the most part. Easily overlooked, but as we continue to move forward, it's going to be very, very big for Rocket Lab.
Yeah, dude, the SDA thing's gonna be cool. I was really excited when I first saw it, and then I went back through the SDA's like post history, and it seems like they're doing that with a bunch of the SDA like suppliers. So it's not bad. It's a good thing. It's like trying to advertise more. Like it's called like the Think. I have to look at it again. Posted this yesterday. I thought it's like, it's a hashtag trade space. I think they're trying to it says it's a conversation about SDA's impact on the space economy. So it's cool. It's a public support kind of campaign, especially with the the track, or was it the transport layer got delayed. So it's almost like maybe there's some like publicity kind of like drumming up a little bit, get congressional support kind of thing. Or maybe not. Maybe they just want people to know what they're actually doing. But either way, it's not a bad thing. It's good. So
I think Liam left us for a second. He probably just sometimes get crazy reception. You know how it is. You get in and out, or either that or a cow is like giving birth right now, and he had to run off to go and help a cow give birth.
Wait, is he actually a farmer is he actually on a farm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back.
I couldn't come live the last day. We had a cow giving birth. Yeah.
He goes out and
So when I see those little pictures on the meat packets when I was in over there in Dublin, like literally when I was in the market, I can't remember the name of the market. It's a popular one there. Anyways, but like when I bought the meat, it had the farmer's face on it. Am I gonna find your face on one of the packages of meat somewhere?
It'd just be me with a Hustle Brothers t-shirt on that.
No, I don't know. They don't have that in the US. It's like meet your farmer or whatever, and it was like literally like knew where the meat came from. It's cool.
A lot of the organic farmers would do that. See, ours would be quite commercial, so I'd be going into some of your larger supermarkets. So a lot of ours can be exported too. So look, if we were doing young bullocks and that, they'd be going to the likes of Ireland. But then the likes of Italy, China, they like bull meat. They like the steaks tougher. So you'd be going for bull meat. It really just depends on what you're farming, really. If you're going pure organic, yeah, you'll get your picture taken. You'll have
I just thought it was the coolest thing. I was like, oh, that's kind of, I don't know. I thought it was cool. I don't remember if I guess maybe I was buying, or I don't know. I bought some of it, but like I was in a hotel, so I couldn't cook very much.
That's hilarious. This is hilarious, because just imagine yourself as just a random new listener, and you're like, "What in the hell are these guys talking about? They're talking about cigars and vacation and travel and bull meat. I thought we were watching a launch." That is awesome. I'm gonna go back and listen to this episode a lot. This is a lot of fun.
And you guys see like Black Sky today? That thing is like ripping, but they got a contract which I think is gonna benefit Rocket Lab. And I think it's like I'm reading it could be extended. It's like a $200 million contract. It could be extended for 10 years, $1.02 billion for the National Reconnaissance Office. That's crazy.
Wow. What is that? But that's the like, it's like the IDIQ kind of thing, right? That's like that's not specifically for Black Lab. That's Black Sky. That's the contract umbrella total. Or do you? I'm asking. I don't know. I'm wondering.
I'm reading it. I know they were ripping. I'm like just trying to read about it.
This planet's up a bunch today too. Which
yeah, from 14 to 20.
Yeah, like they have Black Sky's up a bunch. Jesus.
But he's saying it's because of that, because there were selection for significant contracts, including the 5-year, $200 million Luno B deal to deliver tactical GEOINT. I don't know what that GEOINT data to military forces. It says
what are your
the
feelings on
extends 10-year, $1.2 billion. They have some sort of agreement like this. It sounds really good. I think Matt actually like was looking a while back into getting into Black Sky. I don't know if he ever did, but I know he said he wanted to. That would have been crazy.
Scott's big into Black Sky, isn't he? We were speaking to him.
I think he still has a position, right? Yeah.
I know he's big into Red Wire. I've been adding a little bit of Red Wire in the pullback. But like, I mean, Black Sky, the good thing is that they're like Rocket Lab launched for them, so what
A lot of
there?
people in Congress actually are investing in Black Sky too. Some of the bigger names in Congress. I noticed that. I've noticed that in the last few months. I wish I bought when it was way down. I mean, it's kind of hard to not look at.
Out of here, today's mission for HawkEye 360 in Electron's 67th launch and latest mission from Launch Complex 1. Today's launch lifted off at 5:28 a.m. local time from Pad A just 51 minutes ago, providing some bright lights in action on an early morning here in New Zealand.
And Electron cleared through every launch milestone, including max Q, MECO and stage separation, battery hot swap, SECO, and separation from the second stage to place the kick stage and its payload into an elliptical transfer orbit of Earth. Now, just a few moments ago, the Curie propulsion system on the kick stage ignited to course correct from an elliptical orbit to a circular one in preparation to deploy HawkEye's Cluster 12 and Kestrel 0A satellites to their new home in space. That burn is now complete, and we are just moments away from payload deployment. So let's tune into mission control and listen into those final few moments of Get the Hawk Out of Here.
Get the Hawk out of here.
I love their animations.
I think Francisco cut this track.
Cluster separation confirmed.
What do you want to bet those are our solar cells?
And that is
Yeah.
deployment of the 3 Hawk 12 satellites joining HawkEye 360's
Good eye,
constellation.
man. Good
Now, the
eye.
kickstand will use its cold gas reaction control system to do a cool little maneuver of flipping itself backwards in preparation of deployment for Kestrel 0A. So let's stand by for that now.
Payload Kestrel 0A separation confirmed.
There we go. Payload deployment confirmed. The Kestrel has flown the nest. A big welcome back to space for HawkEye 360, and all the best for commissioning these new satellites over the days to come. And of course, congratulations
cool.
to everybody on the Rocket Lab team that made this mission possible.
Of course, it will not be long until we are back with our next Electron launch, a mission called Symphony in the Stars. And that one is set to launch from the next pad over from today's launch, Pad B, at Launch Complex 1 again. And we'll share the launch date and launch window for that mission very soon. So keep an eye out on our social media.
Come on.
For all of the details. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in and watching today's launch with us. Until next time, this is Mission Control signing off.
Man, isn't that cool, bro? Like, I love that part at the end. I always watch the whole thing, like Leon likes to do. But I think
Yeah,
a
they
lot of
always
people are
give
not
stuff
like,
away at the end.
yeah, they always do. But like, I love how the photon like moves like up in space. They have already that thing down packed, so we already that's something that a lot of people don't think about. Like when we get Neutron out there to put constellations, they already know how to maneuver like up in space, and they've done it so many times. That's priceless too. So all they gotta
Yep.
do is get a bigger one for Neutron, but they already know what they're doing. That's amazing.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
see
so
what
true.
I want their payload deployment plate or whatever they're going to have for their deployments. Well, I guess the second stage would act as that in this case. I don't know if they have. Like, I wonder if they have some like third stage bus up there, like the photon for stuff. And I wonder if they got to name it something cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they will, because like you don't think they will? I mean that thing like
they might. I don't know.
waves and-
What's the opposite of a? What's the opposite electrical charge of a photon? A muon, maybe? I don't remember now.
You're too nerdy, man. That's too nerdy.
I swear they were going.
How do you know that?
I have a thing for quantum physics.
No, I love it, dude. Honestly, I bust your balls, but I freaking love it. That is awesome. I could see them launching a photon out of a neutron. Beck already said he wants to get beyond Mars and do more. He's a space nerd like we are. So yeah, he's building contracts with the government and commercial side, but look what he's doing. He's taking his own money and helping to fund the Venus mission. So I would expect that they're going to utilize both neutron and what photon can do and expand on that. And again, 15, 20 years out, man, I think we're just going to continue to be amazed at what this company does year after year.
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm surprised is that you have companies like, I don't want to talk about anybody, but like Firefly, they make it. The first stage I think is good. It's that staging that they're having problems, I think. But even into space, a lot of times they are missing like where they need to put the satellites. And Rocket Lab doing this is harder than what people think, and they do it over and over and over again. And they have already all that data there. It's just going to transfer and being used in Neutron. It's just so amazing.
There's so many legs up of having all this launch experience already.
Yeah,
like it makes all of the GNC stuff so much easier on them when they get up there.
Yeah,
I want to give a big shout out there to Olga. Olga made a big purchase the last day of more Rocket Lab shares, and at the time we were sitting 32, 31, 32. Olga called out that we ain't seeing $28 again. Do you know what? We call her Mystic Olga.
Olga, if we don't get you back on, before the party, then you will go live on the at the party because I know you're going to be there. So either way, you're going back on with us. So just get used to the idea. Jacob's a lot easier. He's a lot nicer, a lot more laid back. So whether it's us or Jacob,
I think it must be me scaring her off, yeah, because Olga came on with you when I was off. So Olga, is it me? Am I frightening you?
No.
It's the video versus voice.
Well, they can't see my face. They can't see my face, and yeah, that does help. No one wants to see this face, believe me. Also, if I'm on Spaces on X, they can just take over because they know that I'm at my daughter's soccer game or I'm not really paying that much attention to. Like, hey, let's talk numbers the whole time and piss Chris off. That'll be fun. No, man, and I think that's one of the times. The one time she did come on, it was very brief, but it was great. It was great. We tease a lot. You don't have to come back on, but you're always welcome. And thanks for all the support. Definitely love it.
Brett says they don't often have separate satellites for release, though, do they? That was pretty cool. I actually can't remember the last time they had multiple releases in the one satellite.
Oh, well, we can go down the list. Francisco and Jacob could also attest to this. They do deliver small stats, but they deliver them to precise orbits. That's one of the advantages that we actually have over SpaceX. We're doing it cheaper, and we're not doing rideshare where you're just getting a random orbit. A lot of these new satellite companies, like Jacob said, there's a lot of new companies coming out, and they do rely on precise orbits, and Rocket Lab does deliver that. So we've had several missions where they're deploying 2-3 different satellites in precise orbit, all in the same mission.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's the big selling point of the Electron. It's like if you just need to get into orbit just to be in orbit, then yeah. I mean, if you don't care about the timing, then the transport on a Falcon 9 or whatever we might be doing on Neutron later would be the cheaper option to go. But if you need to be in a certain orbit, or if you're on a timeline constraint, like Electron's the way to go. But Liam, you're asking, are you asking the last time we did a multiple customer payload or just multi-satellite payload?
Multiple customer payload.
Oh, the last one for that wasn't it when we did the 2 orbital. One of them was for NASA. It was one of the pre-fire. Oh, the beginning of the swarm, I think is what it was called. Flight 47. I think that was the last time we did 2 customers. But all the Kinesis ones were 5 sat seats. So
yeah, there were 5. So my box says finding hot wildfires near you.
Markbox finding hot wildfires near you.
Oh, that was last. Oh, okay, you're right. That was last time we did multiple satellites, but say 1 customer.
Oh, 2 customers. Right. Yeah, there we go.
I'm looking at. By the way, you already all know. I'm looking at the rocketlab.wiki. What to figure this out? It's all Space Ghost.
yeah, Space Ghost is great, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we're having Space on next week. We cheat. Thanks for the cheat sheet, Space Ghost. We always love the cheat sheets, man. That's awesome. Can't wait to have you back on. That guy does a lot of work. He has to constantly update that stuff, man. That's crazy. But thanks, Space.
Yeah,
and he keeps he's going in depth on stuff. It's like I bet it's there's some other pages out there like Gunter's space page and stuff like that. But some other ones for the industry that people look at. But this is the best resource for Rocket Lab. But he's also going he's starting to go in depth on different. You did a few weeks ago. He went on in depth on space habitats, and then he was going in depth the other on other of our partners and stuff like that. So it's the pages itself is expanding as this really good one-stop resource that's anything Rocket Lab adjacent too. So it's not just our launches or our satellites. It's what are our customers doing and what are their payloads or what are our suppliers and stuff like that. So it's cool.
Guys, I fired it into the chat there. Make sure to check out RKLB.wiki. One of our good friends, Space Ghost, puts a tremendous amount of work into it. And as both Jacob and Chris and even Francisco said, It is a cheat sheet for us. He has absolutely everything on there that you could ever ask for. So, guys, if you're new to Rocket Lab, or look, some of you might be in Rocket Lab and never heard of it before, make sure to check it out. You will be very pleasantly surprised. Scott Williams just got 50% above average volume alert on Rocket Lab.
Nice. Nice.
That's cool. You see, like, Miss Iglesias, do you follow her? You guys follow
Yeah,
her?
I do. Yeah, I do.
She's an OG. She's OG.
Yeah, she's an OG. She went to the first like and only like investors like thing in New
Investor
York,
Day.
right? Yeah, the investor
Yeah.
day in New York. And she was sitting there actually, but she posted something. I guess she had time to watch the video about Frank. And I guess she put some green check marks. If you go to her page, maybe we can check it out. It was shared to us on the chat. I'm just browsing to see if we miss anything.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to step off. My puppy needs to go outside, so I'm gonna do that so I can be back online for the end of the market day. But
You're all good, bro.
appreciate you guys letting me come on watch the launch with you guys. It's
Yeah, that was
awesome.
fun.
Great fucking day.
Honestly, Jacob, you never need an invite. Just whenever you want to come on, just jump into the chat. Just shout, send me the link. You're all
Seriously. And hey, let's get Space Derivatives on tomorrow. Let's do the Friday night reveal.
Yeah.
Let's
I'll
do
be
that.
watching.
If you got time,
I'll be watching.
if you got time, man, let's do it together. Because I think that'd be more funny. You know what I'm saying? Because we bust his balls constantly. If you don't understand, let's do it. But yeah, man. Bro, thanks so much, man. Thanks for joining in. As always, we love having you on. You're always welcome.
Are you gonna jump in the water?
Chris?
I
Yeah,
can't.
tomorrow.
Chris, why don't you jump in the water? Yeah.
I can't do it. I can do it at like 6 or 7 p.m. because right now the tide's low. It's not an excuse. I just don't want to break my ankles. I'm old.
No, not right now. Do it tomorrow.
No, right now. Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow night. If Space, all right, look, check it out. We'll do this tomorrow night. Space Derivatives. He comes on. He unveils himself. Reveals himself. I will go out in the water and jump straight in the river live for everyone. There we go. Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. Let's do it.
Let's
go.
All
right.
right.
I'm out, guys. So I'll see you.
Right, Jacob. Thank you so much, brother.
Thanks, Jacob.
Jacob, have a good one.
Love you, bro.
Scott Williams, thank you all. Great show. Making it fun. And to be fair, I probably better get back to my beautiful, beautiful animals. So what I'm going to say is, my name's Liam. I'm one of the Hustle Brothers here. I am here with my beautiful, beautiful co-host, the founder of the Haste Club, Christopher Bell, and His Royal Highness, Francisco Space 5. Make sure to follow him on X. Guys.
The one and only Francisco Space, guys. Follow this guy, man. I love this guy. He's like family to me.
I just love the company,
guys,
man.
It's all-time highs. Let's party. Once again, big shout out to Matt Money. Gave him 5 memberships. Became a new member himself.
Thanks, Matty.
More and more Hustle Brothers as we're going. We're going to do more content with Matty. We're going to bring the likes of Jacob, Francisco, Space Derivatives, Dave and Scott, all back. And you've heard our lineup. But until tomorrow, I probably won't be able to stream tonight. Until tomorrow, we'll chat to you then, guys.
All right, bro.
Thanks, guys.